Welcome to the Shirts and Skins podcast with your hosts, Devin and Josh. We're down Tory for the moment. He recently got a PS5 and chose the PS5 over you guys. So thanks, Tory. We appreciate you for that, brother. On a serious note, he did say that he recently had something. He got the booster shot. He's feeling a little ill, so we hope it gets better.
I'm not really too sure what booster shot goes into the PS5.
It's the COVID-5 or something like that.
It's a package. It's a package. Does it come with the PS5?
It's the NBA 2K
package.
Booster.
Yeah. Was it like an Allen Iverson booster pack or something? I don't know. It's one of those things where we don't know if we called it, but we hope he gets well, and we miss him because he's our anchor man. And it's no fun to not have all three of our losses up here. So you know what I mean. I lost. I started off the week with a loss, almost a great comeback, and yeah, that game was horrible. And then you guys,
Raiders lost before the game started.
Yeah, you guys. I don't know what you guys were doing.
Holding a meeting on the Chiefs logo.
They were like, "Hey, you remember when we beat you guys last year?" And then they
we wanted to
wrecked you this year. And then they went back and were like, "Oh no, but we play them good, you know." And then they wrecked you again.
Ooh.
Patrick Mahomes showed out twice all year. One time I benched him, and the other time not even in the playoffs in the other league that I needed him in, and so I didn't even play him.
In this game, he didn't have a fantastic game. You look at his stat line.
Well, their defense, Chiefs defense is getting it together.
The Chiefs have scored over 20 points on offense twice this year. Both of them against that just vaunted Raiders defense that everyone fears.
Yeah, that Crosby. That's it.
So, yeah, that wasn't a pretty start for us. And then, obviously, the Bears are still owned by Aaron Rodgers.
So, they said right when Quinn did the discount,
he wanted the belt, the discount double check. Right everything
just went downhill from there. Everything went down. So
that's not the guy.
Yeah, they say don't poke the bear, and the Bears poke the bear, man. So that's what you kind of get.
Oh.
That's kind of what you get, man.
Yeah,
that's the real MVP. He, everyone right now besides Tom Brady, and I don't see how you vote against Tom Brady right now. So I see Tom Brady, Jonathan Taylor. Then you got to have Aaron Rodgers right there. You got to have
what I think Rodgers deserves, especially at this point. They are the first seed overall. They are number one in the NFC. The reason the Rodgers won't get it is because the whole COVID controversy, whatever side you stand on it, that's going to hurt him because the way the media portrayed it and made it a huge deal, that's going to hurt his chances. And Tom's the golden child. It's Tom Brady. Everybody loves Tom.
And not only that, age, and he's breaking records every time he goes out there. So, did you see that they have some guy who's stopping them to throw the ball? I'm like, dude, every ball he scores is going to be a record. So,
that 700 touchdown, they made it sure that he had a guy standing there. As soon as that ball was caught, he's running out there trying to grab
and that was Perriman. He just got signed last week. So oh, hey, hold up, just in case, because man, it don't matter who he's throwing. You got Brait, Gronk, Evans, Godwin, Giovanni Bernard just got hurt, but he's throwing to Fournette. He's throwing to Perriman, Johnson. Everyone's getting touchdowns over there,
you're
man.
Gonna have Brown possibly come back. There's the little rumblings that they may.
It's going to be interesting to see what Brown does, not just for the Bucs, because it seems like the Bucs are doing just fine without him, but for fantasy implications too, because Brown is a difference maker.
And we're coming into fantasy playoffs. That's the kind of guy you could make or break your team.
Did you let him go? Is he going to come back?
Right. That's a guy that can make or break your team right now. That could be a difference maker in the playoffs.
One of the biggest difference makers right now, even that we're seeing, is what I think you said 25 known COVID cases.
No, I think it was 37.
37?
37 cases. And one of them from last night's game that really helped the Rams over the Cardinals, Joe Stumper's Cardinals, that was supposed to be here today.
Hey, you know who else was supposed to be here? Joe Stumper. He actually was like, hey, I'm going to make it on out there.
Hey, I'm going to show up for the big win after my Cardinals beat the Rams, and then all of a sudden, the Rams beat the Cardinals.
The Ramsey-less.
Yes.
The Ramsey-less Rams. And the healthy, without Edmonds, I mean, is that really a big loss? Connors has been balling. So, and then you heard him the last play of the game.
Yeah, no excuses kind of situation here, but all of a sudden Stumper can't show
win.
up.
Can't win at home. Can't win at home. And Joseph can't make it to the podcast.
But, yeah.
He's probably playing PS5 with Tory now that I think about it. Man. You know,
invite us over?
Right.
You know, I feel like they're having a party. It's probably Tyler over there, a little Tory.
Tyler, right. He don't want to talk about his Ravens. And they're just all out there. And we're over here trying to get our pod together. And, you know. But
I appreciate it, guys.
It's all good, man. It's all good. And it's life, man. We all know. And me firsthand know. Things come up. Things happen. And, you know, it was one of those weeks that started off with, like I said, the Steelers-Vikings game. And then we even brought it up last week. One of the best games to ever watch, to be a part of, the Army-Navy game.
Yeah, and normally it's a one-sided game. For the most part, those games seem to be one side is just the dominant team. And going into this, Army was the dominant team.
Right, the better record.
Like they're
going to clean sweep
this year or something like
right,
that. Like have a good record.
Right, no, they're in the bowl. Navy's not even in a bowl.
Right.
They're not even bowl eligible.
And like an intense game. A couple big plays, you know. So
the thing before, why I just bring up bowl eligible, is Army's actually playing Missouri, an SEC team. Not that Missouri is like upper echelon right now, but Army's playing Missouri, and Army was hugely favored because if they get the run game going on Missouri, Missouri can't stop the run. And then you go and see Navy, a 3-8, 4-7 team. They come and beat Army, and it's just. Them rival games.
It's a
that's different passion. That passion though, and
that game is just different. Like the records, you can throw the records out for those kinds of games. It's that intense rivalry. Anytime you have those military schools come up against each other that way, whenever you have the Army, Navy, the Air Force, whenever those come together, those are always just different games.
Did you catch any of the pre-show?
I did not see any of the pre-show.
So the pre-show, they had one of the high-class generals, and they're like, so what do you do in this game? And he's like, and I don't know if he was like Navy or Army, and he's like, but, you know, you respect all these games, and you respect all these people, and you respect this, and he's like, easy, I root for Air Force. And, like, everyone started dying laughing because it was just like, you know, you root for all of them. But you know, it's one of those games where it truly is a win-win. And they went out there, and it's true. It's patriotism. It's just not only do they have to train for the game and train for this, but they're training for school. They're also training for the arm. Like they have so many
they're putting in 16, 18 hours
a
day with everything they have going on.
I think they said Army run like 50 miles and Navy ran like 200 miles or something. They ran from like somewhere their triathlon to... Dude, that made me tired just thinking of that. I'm just like, dude, there's no way.
You know
there's no way. They're just like marching in, running in like 200 miles later, and I'm just like...
Yeah, no thanks.
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, man. Like, so all respect to them.
Guys.
All jokes aside, all respect to them. And it was a great game.
And one of the biggest moments of the game, 4th down, Navy's about to punt, and they're interviewing the kid after the senior linebacker for go. He said he didn't even know they ended up doing a fake, and they hiked it right to him. He said he didn't even know the ball was coming to him. He said he was surprised, it just took off and ran. Like, that's the kind of stuff that makes it even more cool. Because, like, dude, you didn't even know that play was happening. Whether or not he was being honest or not, we don't know.
Yeah, so there was a couple plays in the game itself, even with that one, for the Army Navy it's not like they had the biggest athletes, the most
right. They're not the 5-star recruits that are going to those schools,
but they're all on, being defined to where they're at, positioning, and no flags, and no, dude, just this game,
football,
this game was dirty. There's some chippiness, and
it got a little heated a couple times where you could tell that passion was really there.
It was good. It was good, man. It was one of the good games, and no one loses, man. I love watching it. I watch it every year. It's one of those games I do watch. I like watching the pre-show, which leads us into they were doing picks for the bowl games. And we have bowl games this weekend already starting off. And we'll get more into it after we start, little lower class bowl games. We talked about it last week about some of the bigger ship games, but you have games already starting on Friday into Saturday, and then Monday, Tuesday.
For draft purposes, you got the kid Zap. That there's little rumblings that he could be drafted as a quarterback. I mean, he obviously blew up Western Kentucky, breaking records.
Yeah,
over there.
6,500 yards or something craziness.
So that's a little side of that. You got the Chanticleers that we've talked about the entire season.
Super hype. I actually had to jump from the Chanticleers to the Roadrunners hype. You know what I mean? I had to do it. And you like to see them small schools, and they go undefeated, and those aren't like the power, not the non-power 5 schools that you could actually. I can't actually see the Chanticleers playing Alabama.
Right.
I can't. Me personally, not saying it will never happen. I can't see that. It's just this. It's not like Cincinnati. It's not like the Boise State. It wasn't like the Notre Dame. And even when they get there, it's not the same.
Right.
But you're talking about like the Chanticleers, Roadrunners. These are like used to be FCS schools. Like
these are teams you've never heard of until recently that they make like a little quiet run.
Yeah.
And most of the time they also fade back out. Like Boise hasn't been Boise since. Typically
what happens is they get a senior class. They get like a 3-4 year run with the same team, and then they finally get an older, that chemistry,
that unity, and
and
make a little quiet run,
and then it usually just dies out, falls out. But it's always good to see. Keeps the game honest, and brings a little hype to whatever state, city, wherever it may be, and I love to see it. I hate to see bowl season, but I also love to see bowl season because that means college football is coming to an end.
Yep.
And I hate it. And at the same time, I love the competitiveness. And I believe like even just being you and Tory alone, Georgia and Michigan, I think they said that y'all haven't played each other since like 1956 or 49. It's been so long. So this is where in these bowl games where you see these first ever meetings or second, third ever meetings.
And it's nice because you have so many bowl games. There's always, like, from here throughout, there's usually always a bowl game on. Even if it's not like a big name bowl game, it's still football, something to watch. Like
I said, there's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, it's
like you'll throw it on there and it's something to watch at least. You kind of get to know a little bit about a team you don't know anything about. And it's just a little change of pace.
And one good thing about this Saturday is, like I said, Friday we start bowl season already, and then Saturday you have
the Saturday NFL,
which we'll get to. That. Yeah, we'll get into that, and it's lovely. So we'll have Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I love it.
It's a beautiful thing. Let's get into NFL. Speaking of NFL, we're going to go on to one of these this past weekend. Do a little quick recap on a couple games. We've already talked about the embarrassment of our teams.
No, that was it. That was it. Yeah, no. Our teams being a Shirts and Skins.
It's not a good time to be
NFL football fan. I mean, go Dogs and go Michigan at this point.
Like even all our guest people, like Stumper's team loses.
Oh
we
yeah,
just had
Arizona.
Tyler, we had Tory,
Tyler,
and Travis.
Yeah, the Broncos.
The Broncos actually won. Actually,
yeah.
So that's the only guy.
Yeah,
I mean, they played the Lions. I mean, you guys tied to the Lions, but still, it's the Lions.
That's what I'm saying. So speaking of the Lions, they play Arizona. You know what I mean?
Are they gonna come up to that one too?
Yeah.
But one of the bigger games that we talked about and almost happened, you predicted a tie in this game with the 49ers and Bills.
And I want to say the Bengals cost me again. So I'm not a big Bengals fan at all. Of course, there's other teams I just dislike more than the Bengals. But being in the division, Bengals, I would say, are probably my least favorite in the division. And they have ruined my sheets. They have ruined my picks. They have ruined bets. Between the Bengals and the Cowgirls this year, they're just the worst. I hate going and betting. They have so much hype and so much just like the potential's there. Everything's there. And I just knew in this 49ers-Bengals game that like neither team, they just want that win. Like both teams tried to give it up. They both tried to give the game up. And honestly, Debo came back, but if it wasn't for Kittle, the 49ers are nobody. Kittle won this game for them because Garoppolo was throwing high, low, over, under, and Kittle was catching everything. So
He has some ridiculous catches in that game.
Yeah, as a tight end, I love where Kittle's going. As a passer, as a catcher, as a blocker, as a teammate, I like Kittle.
He's top 2 tight end for a reason.
For sure. He's an animal.
The way Kelsey's been playing here as of late. I mean,
between Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes, don't get me started on them.
But it was definitely an exciting game. It came down to the wire, I mean.
I wonder what the odds would have been to like put money on like a tie.
Actually get a tie?
Yeah. I bet that would have been crazy. But for me to that'd be one of those things that I'd call out, just never would have put money on ever. Yeah. And then I would have been right.
Yeah, that's one of the things you don't like. You may say it, but it's not really like I really have faith in that I'm going to put money financially.
So like I deep down, I really thought it was going to be a close game, and I really thought the Bengals were going to win, though. Quarterback play, weapon-wise, Debo maybe being hurt, just the running backs being hurt for 49ers.
There was questions all the way up to the game if Debo was even going to play.
Right. And
the other wide receivers don't really scare you too much. Like it's
Kittle, and then Elijah Mitchell was out too, so it was like, man, now you're banking on the defense, which is getting a little healthier. Bosa had a career day, which they even called out. I want to shout out to whatever analyst it was before the game. They're like, the brother had a field day last week, so Bosa's going to have a field day this week. And I'm just thinking, man, that would suck to go back-to-back going to Bosa's. Man, because they put it on him, man. And Joe Burrow's definitely feeling it. He's definitely feeling it.
He had a lot of pressure on him.
It was a good game, though.
It was definitely a good game.
Even the Steelers-Vikings game on Thursday started out to be blowout, and the Steelers made it a game.
Yeah, Vikings do what they do.
Make every game
let
close.
These teams come back in.
They gotta let you. They gotta let you cover. They gotta let you cover. That's it. Between them, I believe the Vikings and the Lions, I think out of 11 or 12 weeks they've covered, or 11 or 12 weeks they've covered the spread. So like if you want to cover the spread or put them in a parlay,
that's the team to go for.
Yeah, go for them. But it started off with them, and then you go into that close game, and we had a close game with the Bucs and the Bills, which these games they weren't close.
Much like the Vikings game, this one was a blowout in the first half. Like
just waxing them.
The Bucs were just running away with it. Literally, Fournette was running away with the game, and it's like they changed their game plan. They went from just running it down their throats to all of a sudden like they wanted to get fancy and throw more and try these deep balls.
What happened was Josh Allen started running. And
Josh Allen took over the game in the second half.
And
he finished with 400 purpose yards with 300 passing and 100 yards rushing.
Right. And the Bucs don't give up 100-yard rushers like that. But Josh Allen,
quarterback's a little bit differently. You got to respect that pass still.
Yeah. And he was just shedding, and he was making moves in 6, 7, 8 yards at a time. It gets you there. It gets you there, man. And Bucs don't lose at home. And I was telling you earlier, I was like, one of the analysts and the talk shows last night was Arizona, being that the Bucs, Green Bay, and Arizona are all tied right now, but the Green Bay has the win over Arizona in Arizona. And they were talking, okay, even if Arizona, let's say, loses, Tampa's not losing at home. They haven't lost at home all year. You want to go to Green Bay in January? And then do you want to be at home? Because you can't win at home at all either. So it's like, Arizona, what are you doing?
What do you want?
Right. They're not in a really good position right now. They have what it takes to go somewhere. I just don't know if they want it. I don't know if they want it. And you got to win at home.
Anybody wants to go to Green Bay.
No, you can't.
No one wants to play in that weather.
So
going to Tampa is hard because Tampa's such a good team, but at least you're going to you're going to go to good weather.
Right.
A relaxed kind of atmosphere. It's
you don't know what's going to happen in Green Bay, but more or less it's going to be snowing.
There's a great chance it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
And a good possibility of snow.
Yeah. So and I don't know what Murray's doing in that snow. You might lose him in a foot of snow.
It's going to be a lot harder to be mobile when it's already up to your waist.
And that's one thing for being a California boy. Aaron Rodgers done committed and transferred over to that Green Bay. He loves it, man.
He grown accustomed to it quick.
And he can perform. He can perform. It don't even bother him.
Doesn't phase him at all.
Doesn't phase him at all. And it'll probably help his toe out.
Yeah.
It'll probably help his toe
a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was actually being that this week we were doing our sheets and it came down to like 5 of us with only like 2 losses, and someone ended up winning with like 1 loss.
Yeah,
and it was just one of those weeks where I think this week's going in that way too, where just certain games we're about to get into the division game. Some teams they're still battling the division, and then we're going to end out with your division games the last few weeks of the season. So you're kind of finishing up your little AFC or NFC run, and then you're going to go back into your division towards the end of the year, and we're going to wrap it up. It was
crazy to me. I want to say it might be the Cowboys. I can't remember who it was. It was the NFC East team, but they closed the division out. I think it's in the last 5 weeks. They play. I want to say it's like Eagles, and then the football team, and then a random, and then Eagles and the football team. It was really crazy to me that they set the schedule up to where you're playing 2 teams 2 times each within the last 5
all the way
weeks.
At the end. Yeah.
Yeah, like normally you have it a little bit more spread. Like I do love that they've finished now this season.
Yeah, with a division game.
With division.
Yeah.
But to play.
But look at Cleveland. Cleveland and Baltimore, they just played like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's crazy when they're putting them that close together. Like normally it's a little bit more spread. But
right. At least you get to see like a different side of the team from beginning or mid or to end type deal. Yeah, for sure. And that's another one that Dallas was running away from the football team.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for a couple bad plays from the football team could have walked away with a win out there.
Dak definitely, ever since his injury, he has not come back the same.
No, his mobility is not there.
It's crazy because the weapons that they have.
Well, he started off hot.
Yeah.
But they figured it out, man. They figured it out. And people are giving their defense so much hype, but it's just really, it's 2 players. And Diggs, he's balling on certain plays, but he gives up big plays.
He has a lot of interceptions,
yeah,
but also a lot of yards allowed.
He bites a lot.
He's a big play guy.
Right. He bites a lot. So you're going to win some, you're going to lose some.
Against the good quarterbacks, they're going to know you're going to do that, and they're going to play you that way. They're going to make you take that, and then they're going to go over the top on you.
Right. No doubt. And this just me, I can never get behind the Cowboys making a playoff run because somewhere in there, though it's a catch, a fumble, some way they're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. They might get there because the other division no one else in the division wants it right now. And I really think the football team was going to do something, but they really needed that win. So I think Dallas is going to take that division. But it's just one of those things where that game, just how that week gone, these teams, I always will feel that these teams feel off the vibe of what the week is doing, whether or not they know the scores of the other games. It's like they all fall in line with each other. Yeah, you're going to have 1 or 2 blowouts, but they're going to be known blowouts. But then you're going to have that 1 or 2 upsets. And then all the other games are kind of just coincide with each other, like score-wise. And even like the Bears game. Bro, the Bears, special teams, they were just getting 40, 50 yards every return. Yeah. And then they had fumbles. They came out to play. And like we said, they came out there. Quinn wanted to poke the wrong bear, and it just went downhill from there. It
was much the stupidity of the Raiders and them trying to go out there in the middle of the Arrowhead and call a team meeting.
What really is you really find out who the big brother is in these situations.
Don't give
the
other team any bulletin material when they're already...
It's already there.
They're already dominating you in the most part for the series. Don't give them more to it.
Not only that, they're the better team on paper.
Right.
They're a better team on paper. And I brought it up last week, is I'll always go with quarterback play. Even when I was talking Georgia, Alabama, even in college, it comes down to quarterback. I don't care how good your defense is when Georgia's defense is supposed to be the best since forever. It comes back to quarterback play. When your quarterback is better than the other quarterback, even depending on the pressure in your face, I know if you get that pressure up the middle, if you have a better quarterback, I am going to put my money on that better quarterback.
Yeah.
You can't win footballs with a bad quarterback. And it's been done. Obviously, we've seen it. Trent Dilfer, awesome defenses as well. Georgia was set up to do it, but...
Those defenses were game-changing defenses, like historically great defenses.
Yeah, right.
Whenever you have that.
And like I said, Georgia was historically... It was all there. It was all on there. But if you're a betting man... You bet on the betting quarterback.
Always.
That's just the way it is, man. Yeah, your defense might get you a touchdown, maybe 2, maybe a couple field positions. Okay, well, quarterback gets the ball in his hands every play. he's going to win you the game. It's just the odds. That's what I go with. You know, obviously I haven't made big buku bucks, but that's the play.
Majority of the time, that's
the play. You know what I mean? I would love to debate that. I would love to see other people's opinions on that, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, and I feel like it proves itself. It proves itself. While we're talking about these games, only because Tory's not here. Do we want to write down our picks? Did you want to flip real quick and see our other picks?
See where we're at?
You already have? Yeah, let's let them know our picks. Who's not in the?
So we're doing the eliminating a team from the division kind of thing. Let's see where we were at. So I know we got rid of all of the bottom guys.
The bottom of the barrel.
I don't know where this is at here.
I think we started with like the Raiders.
Yeah, we got rid of last week. We got rid of the Raiders, the Bears, the Steelers.
Right, and they all lost.
And
we knew. Yeah, we knew that. We knew that.
So with Tory not here, we're gonna make a pick for him because he doesn't matter this week.
Yeah. Well, I already knew where his mind was at. He went with the Browns. Then he got rid of my Steelers. So I'm feeling that he would get rid of the Ravens. I feel like he'd get rid of his brother's team.
I like where you're going with that.
And then for me, I already said the Bengals, they should do something, but we'll just get rid of the whole AFC North. That's what we'll do. We'll get rid of the whole AFC North. So we'll get rid of the Ravens, the Bengals. So AFC North, they're not winning the Super Bowl. We could just write that up, chalk that up. Where's your head at?
I'm going to just eliminate some of my division.
There you go.
Maybe it's out of hatred, but I'm going to get rid of the Broncos.
The Broncos? I can see that.
Forget those guys.
There's two better teams in your division.
Exactly.
There's two better teams in the division.
I feel like the other teams definitely have a better chance.
They actually play each other
this week
for the top seed of the division.
On the Thursday night game. But before we get to that one, let's hit this game last night with the Rams.
The COVID game.
Some say it was rigged, that all of a sudden today they come out and say...
Do you think having OBJ would have changed that game?
I do think so.
Yeah, I do too. For sure.
I mean, he may not... I don't think he's like this incredible talent that he like... I don't know if he really was. He had that one catch to me that really put him on the map. But it's still a big enough name to draw attention, and he had a good game. It's not like he didn't show up last night.
I mean, he's still second fiddle, right?
You would definitely think so. I mean, behind Cooper Kupp and the numbers
he's leading up. Yeah, he's leading the NFL.
They're saying he's going to potentially be the triple count wide receiver, where he's going to lead the league in wide receiver or yards, catches, and touchdowns. Right now, he has all three.
Yeah, I was about to say, I believe he has all three right now.
So they're saying he could get the triple
count.
And
I think he has a significant lead on all three. I think touchdowns are like, he probably got, he got one last night. He got one last night, and I think he's got like 4 in the last 5 or something. Some crazy. He's getting touchdowns. He's
just playing insane right now.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's a baller, man. Did you get to catch the his dad? They used to run routes inside the house.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he used to get him to run routes inside the house, and he used to do them just he had something where he had him go outside and did something with the water hose, and just random times he would just throw the ball and make him like aware that if you come through a door or if you go through the side,
keep the head on the swivel.
Exactly. And they asked him, like, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, they asked him if does that come and play? Does it utilize that? And he's like, of course.
Of course.
And his dad's like playing it off like, I never really thought he was going to. Yeah, come on, man. You ingrained this in your son. He didn't have a chance. He didn't have a choice.
You forced this on him.
Like, he wasn't going to be no forklift operator. Like, this man was out here walking through doors waiting for the football to get thrown at his face.
Constantly just ready for it. That's pretty awesome story.
Yeah, that's why I like watching the pre-games. Other people can tell me, like, they just share for the game. I like watching the pre-games because some of the stories they tell.
To see some personal things about certain guys.
I will say, I'm not a very big emotional guy on it, but some of them, they do the emotional things, and some of them are like, oh man, dude, I was ready. I was super hyped for this game, and now you're bringing me down. And like, I want to get up for it, and I'm happy, and I want to give or take, but I like all of it. All of it. Some of the stories, man, they are heartbreaking. Some of them are great come-up stories. Some of them are, you like seeing them start from the bottom and see where they're at now. And some of them were just built for this day since they were little. And I like to see those stories, just me personally.
Yeah,
and
those are always exciting.
Yeah, even like I said, the Army, Navy, you just get in the perspective of someone in their situation or in their shoes, or a person who shouldn't have no opinion at all, or the sergeant of, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like, do these people even watch football? You know what I mean? Like in that kind of
the capacity, the
stress and all the stuff he's got to worry about. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, just to get their opinion or perspective, like, that's what we do. We this is what we're doing. This is where we want to get to. We want to get to these people where, hey, what are you doing? What do you got going on? What's your perspective? Because we're an everyday fan. We don't miss the games.
Right.
Some of these people, their lives are too busy for this stuff too. It's just chaotic. And when they actually get to go to a game, you know what I mean? It's like, I haven't seen a game in 3 years.
Yeah.
To me, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean?
I heard that.
So just side stories and stuff like that from the beginning of the game. I love to see it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, just like I said, the Cooper Cup and stories like that, man. It's great. It's great.
Well, so with that game last night, obviously the Rams win. There was a much needed win for them. I think the Cardinals also needed it. I mean, just for you want to stay at number one. You wanted to be the top because you just went from the first seed to the third seed off of one game. That's always tough to do. And then right now you have the Rams that are one game behind you. Like, they're nipping at your heels now. You got
right now. You're 1-1. You're 1-1. They beat you there, and now you beat them there, and you split road games. This game
was a game that Rams truly needed. Matt Stafford looked really good.
He didn't look hurt.
There was one point where I got nervous again for him because he got up kind of like limping a little bit, and I was like, oh man, come on, this guy like can't catch a break. Shook it off, looked like the old Stafford again, and just was slinging them. Looked really impressive.
Yeah, and me and one of the guys at work, we were talking. Michelle's looking good.
Yeah.
I think
he took over the job.
This kind of looks like what it was going to be before. I think even one of the people, Brandon, he said Michelle was going to be a starter by like week 4, but it just never came in. When he first came in,
I thought he was going to get more playing time.
I did too.
They weren't giving him the time, and I'm like, bro,
these Georgia Bulldogs run the ball.
Like, you gave up a pick to get this man. See what he can do for you.
And then he went over 100, and they said that was the first 100-yard rusher for the Rams since Akers did last year in the playoffs, the first week of the playoffs.
So that could be a difference maker for him right there, having a nice running game going into this. Like, this is the time where you need to run and play defense, and that's if Michelle's doing that, they can play defense.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing. Von Miller ended up getting cramps, and he ended up going out in like the 4th. So they ended up finishing the game without Vaughn and Ramsey on the field.
And Ramsey's a game changer. Like, I don't care who you are. Ramsey
no, he shuts down. He shuts down. Which Hopkins, he kind of got shut down anyway. He wasn't really having a great game. And I believe he had his like first drop in like 2 years too, which was on a critical 3rd down. And like you said, man, the Rams, they came back. I still think they're a top team to beat, but Green Bay looks really good. The Bucs look really good, and we'll see. It was a big game for them, and prime time, all the lights. What's Cliff gonna do? Because right now we were talking like coaching candidates. Right now, you got Cliff, and you got Bill Belichick. Right now, I think at the top.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury kind of came out. I think it's the coach speak. You're supposed to say this kind of thing, but he said as long as Bill Belichick is coaching, he should always be the one that gets, coach of the year. Again, I don't know how much he really means that, but
man, he's just saying that out of respect.
But it is true. Like, minus last year, whenever they had that really down year, Bill's in the conversation every single year.
Yeah.
And this year especially, I don't see how another coach gets it over Bill Belichick when no one expected them to be first in their division. No one expected them to be the first in the AFC.
Speaking of first in their division, I think it was like 3-4 weeks. They were saying the chances of the Bills making the playoff were like 93%. Now the Bills are like knocking on not making the playoffs.
It's insane, man.
And Josh Allen was MVP candidate, all the hype. The Bills were going to go. They're the team to beat. This, that, and the other.
Yeah,
and
they were like, it was through the beginning of the season. It's like Bills are the team to beat. They're the best in the AFC, and then they just went on a nasty skid.
Yeah, and
hopefully they found something in that second half that they can carry that momentum.
Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh Allen. They need to ride that.
They lost the game, but carry that momentum that you found and
big loss.
That game plan.
A big loss is White, Tre'Davious White.
Yeah,
that cornerback, man. He's your shutdown corner, and it's a game changer, and it shows, man. Because like if you would have had him, you would either put him on Godwin or Evans.
Yeah,
and both Godwin and Evans light you up. So then you would have been able to, you know what I mean, work your defense a little differently and
maneuver a little bit more and kind of have a little bit more shading over the top for this guy.
Right. And, you know, you got, what is it, Pierre and Hyde as safeties, and they do great. And
so the defense came on in the second half. It was just
they locked it down.
Too big of a deficit.
That's all. And then you went to overtime. And you gave the wrong one the ball. And it was a wrap.
Yeah, I wish the Bills would have been a little bit more aggressive. Like, you go for it on fourth whenever it's overtime. You don't want to give Tom the ball back.
Well, see, speaking of overtime and going into this following into the Thursday's game, you got the Chiefs and the Chargers going into that game, and it was a close fought game before, and this one could be one of those games where right now this is
huge for the division. Like, this is. You're fighting for that division title. And both teams need these wins because the AFC, like, it's a jumbled mess. You got a lot of teams that are fighting for that playoff spots. You don't want to take an L in any of these situations. Being
that's in your division, and we'll just get a couple picks. Which coming up, we do sheets, and I told Josh that we'll do a sheet, and we're gonna go through the week and pick them. So we'll pick the sheets. Just back and forth. We won't get our actual picks on every game. But on this game, I just want your perspective. I don't know if you're going to pick this game or not, or maybe we'll just go with you picking this game. From this being your division, who do you got, the Chiefs or the Chargers in this game? Because I feel like they're matched up really well, and the Chiefs' defense is taking a huge turn.
Their defense has been playing insanely better. Considering where they started to where they are, it's a complete 180. They've turned it around.
Right, they were giving up 30 points easy, and then now they're not even giving up like 18.
It's absolutely ridiculous, like what their defense has done. But their offense still isn't clicking, and that's what scares
Patrick
me.
Mahomes isn't clicking.
Like, that still scares me. Last week, CEH went off, but that's because the Raiders' run defense is terrible.
Yeah,
like, our offense couldn't do nothing. Our defense was playing bad. The Bolts are a better team all around, as much as I hate to say that. They are a better team at this point. And I think they have the firepower to be able to get past that defense, and their defense will be able to continue to kind of shut down Mahomes the way all the rest of these teams have been doing. Again, they've only scored over 20 twice, and those are both against the Raiders. So the Chiefs don't still, like, as much as it's crazy because they are the best in the West, they still don't scare me. Like, I still am not sold on the Chiefs.
We brought this up before. Are the Chargers going to finally take a turn to be a different non-Phillip Rivers Chargers?
Right, are they going to take that step to finally get it? Like, they always find ways to fall apart, especially this time of the season.
This is that game. This is that game to find out if Herbert is going to be
taking this step team to be the franchise quarterback that he is.
You need this to keep in line for making the playoffs. You want to make the playoffs. You want to get in there. And you were beating the Chiefs basically the whole game the first time y'all played earlier in the year. And you let them fight back. You have to take that next step. You won last week without Allen, with a couple banged up players. Now you're getting Allen back. You're going in there, and you have to prove that Eckler can run the ball on this not very good rush defense of the Chiefs itself.
That's the big thing. Establish that run so you can open things up. And I like the Chargers in this game because the Chiefs they're not wowing me. And like I said, it's going to be a good game. I'm glad to kick it off with this. Yeah, that's
a division game.
A very exciting Thursday night matchup. I like when we have the good Thursday games.
Yeah.
I know every team gets that Thursday game, but there's some teams you just don't care to see. No. So this is one of those, especially this time of the year, where playoff implications, this game really matters. It means a lot. Division opponents. Really good game.
Basically, you put the teams on the games that aren't going to get views.
Right.
Is going to be the only game on. So then
you
force them views, and the lifers, they're going to watch whoever plays. It's the only game on.
Yeah. When you're a fan, you're going to watch no matter who it is.
Like last night, it gets late. It's getting late, but it starts becoming a game. It's getting good.
Exciting games was
before you know it, you're tired as crap on Tuesday.
It's freaking East Coast.
Then you're doing a podcast and you're like, man, 3 a.m. comes fast, But it's worth it, man. I love it. It's the worst time is when it's not there.
Yes.
Then I feel overrested.
The off season is just like, oh, man.
To me,
summertime when it's strictly baseball.
Oh man, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. To me personally, I like watching basketball, but I won't fight my sleep.
Right.
To watch basketball games because the West Coast games starting at 10:30. It's just not realistic.
So many games.
It's just not realistic.
Yeah.
At least at 8:30, I can make that happen. Even though it's still a struggle because I'm finishing the game at 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I'm waking up at 3. It's like but I'll bite that bullet, But getting into these games, man. I feel it in the air. We're coming to an end, and I just don't like it, man.
It's exciting but sad at the same time. Yeah. So we go from a Thursday to the Saturday games.
Yeah, what is it? The Dog Bowl, right?
We got one good one and one because it's on.
Who plays in that 4 o'clock game?
The Raiders and the Browns. Nick Chubb against the really bad run defense.
Yeah, chart that up.
Not going to be pretty. He'll have a buck and a half.
Minimal.
Like a couple touchdowns.
Just like I said, Dalvin Cook, good 200 on us.
If you have Chubb for fantasy this week, you're probably going to win.
I could see that.
This is the guy. I don't see it being that close of a game, but these are the games that they come out and ready to surprise people somehow and they play them tougher, but the Raiders, even now you have a rookie coming out saying basically that half the team isn't playing hard. They're laying down. The team's falling apart. They don't have an identity right now. Because
Carr being the coach, he's just, you know what I mean? He's just not built for that job.
They're not inspiring anybody.
No.
The head coach isn't doing anything.
No.
Your coordinators aren't doing anything. Half your team isn't playing inspired. Even Carr said in his post-game interview, he said, there's a lot of guys that aren't trying. You got a rookie coming out saying that people aren't playing hard.
Well, you had Waller saying he wanted not to be thrown to by Carr, and now he's hurt.
There was rumors of that Waller was saying if Carr's the quarterback, he's going to demand a trade. We'll see how it all goes. I mean, it's
not looking good out there.
When you're not winning, there's always controversy. When you're beginning of the season,
ask the Jags. Urban Meyer's got all kinds of stuff going on over there.
Beginning of the season, the Raiders were great. They had perfect chemistry. Everybody loved each other. Everybody was happy.
Great coach.
And then they realized that they're the Raiders, and then we're going to do it for the 4th year in a row. We're just going to fall apart after the bye week. And now there's all kind of controversy. And the Browns are fighting for that playoff spot, so they have something to fight for. The Raiders are quote unquote in the hunt.
The problem with the Browns right now is Baker and his health. That's what's holding them back. I feel like they could be a better team, but Baker isn't top tier anyway, and him being hurt, it's like just there's a far drop off from who's behind him.
They got a lot of COVID players too.
Yeah, that too. And that's another thing, COVID as well. Look at not to switch up real quick.
I think there was 6 or 8 players just from the Browns that tested positive.
Even just all, like we said, 37 players, but basketball themselves, there was 10 Bulls. There was 10 Bulls players.
They had to shut down.
They shut down and canceled games.
The Rams are shutting down their practice facility. They're going.
I want to say it's traveling. A lot of contact going on. It's the holidays. You had Thanksgiving, Christmas. There's a lot of moving pieces. You're going out shopping. You're going out. It's the inevitable. How do you not do certain things around the holidays? I can't go get this for my kid. No, I'm going to go to do this. I'm going to go Black Friday.
They're
I'm going to
grown
go.
people. They're going to do what they want.
And it's just
But you also got to be safe, understand your jobs.
Right, and fantasy implications. Right.
But yeah, my only hope for the Raiders is that this whole COVID thing does affect the Browns. I don't know how many of them truly have it, or if it's the close contact kind of thing. But they did say, I want to say it was like 6 or 8 Browns players that tested positive.
And they get a short week because now you're playing one day.
Yeah.
One day, man. It's a big difference.
And then the next game has potential to be a really good game.
Right. Could be AFC Championship game.
It's Patriots versus the Colts in Indianapolis. Colts have been playing really tough. They're coming off a bye. So that means you got that extra week.
Getting healthy.
You know,
Jonathan
so you got
Taylor's getting a little healthy.
Fresh legs for Jonathan Taylor. You know, he got a little rest. Now you're coming against... And they're going to shut down, or attempt to shut down the run.
That's the thing.
The Patriots will take away your strength, and right now, Jonathan Taylor is their strength.
They're going to try, because the Colts are built to run that line is serious.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, that line is serious. And not saying that they can't do it, but I want to say that Wentz, I give him the upper hand over Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And
being the veteran
they're
guy.
They're about the same team. Defense-wise, Colts are very, very underappreciated on defense.
Sneaky good defense.
Yeah, Tampa 2, they still playing it. They're not letting anything go deep. Mac Jones isn't going deep anyway, so now they're already down. Now you're playing 20-yard defense.
Both teams is going to be shut down the run. Force the quarterback to throw.
Damian Harris and Stevenson versus Hines and Jonathan Taylor. And who can make a nice play here or there, and one turnover.
The turnover.
It's going to be a good game.
What running back can take over the game?
And that's one thing is I'm almost glad it's inside, because you'll get a true understanding of what's going on, because you're not going to have no weather, no wind, like the
outside
Bills,
interference.
Yeah, like the Bills-Patriots game, which I loved. But I'm just saying we'll see a true battle of the same team, because I think if it wasn't for the weather, it's a totally different ball game.
Oh,
because
definitely.
Josh Allen, I give him way more credit than Mac Jones.
Definitely. Listen,
and
I'm a Mac Jones homer. Like I'm rooting for Mac. I hope he is, but he's not nowhere near on that Josh Allen level.
No. Well, he just the weapons as well. He's got Beasley, he's got Sanders, and then he's got Stefon Diggs.
Yeah.
And then him and Knox have this thing going on as tight end. So we'll see. Both those 3 teams right there, AFC, those, even though they're very good records, going to make the playoffs. We're going to see where it goes, because that's the matchups to watch right there. The Bills, Colts, and Patriots.
This game is huge. Again, playoff implications.
And then that Thursday night game.
Is that seeding.
Yep, that Thursday night game. Those are going to be the teams in the AFC to watch.
These are all about the seeding right now. So another game we're going to look into, because it's all about playoffs right now. This one is... It's an AFC NFC matchup, but it's still you need that win.
You need a win, man.
It's the Packers versus the Baltimore Ravens.
I think the Ravens aren't. I don't think the Ravens are on the Green Bay Packers
want to know
level.
if Lamar is going to be healthy enough, because he hurt his ankle. He had to get carted off. Now they said he's fine, quote unquote fine, and he's going to be able to play. But is he going to be the same Lamar?
Is he Lamar fine? Like, is he able to run?
Is he going to be able to do what he does that makes them that next level?
Run. Is he able to run?
Right. He needs to be able to put those moves in and stick that foot in the ground and
they're catching the Packers at a bad time. And where Ravens are looking shady is the secondary.
Yes.
It's bad playing Rodgers if your secondary is not looking good. So, me personally, it's bad time for the Ravens.
Offensively, the Packers all around are looking really, really good right now. Like, both their running backs.
Bro, they still haven't even got Alexander back, their other safety. Or their other cornerback, Alexander. And he was their best cornerback on the field. So, it's like, they're just going to get that much better. They're going to have another cornerback. And guess what? That bodes well for playing Arizona, the Bucks. You know what I mean? The Rams, wide out heavy, pass heavy teams. They're going to have 3 solid cornerbacks. In their rookie Stokes from Georgia. They're going to have Alexander and the other cat, I can't think of his name. And they're balling right now. And they're just getting better and more playing time without Alexander on the field. So I'm not betting against the Pack. I'm not betting against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers, he's...
And then that's why the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. Because the Ravens are going to lose. The Browns, Yeah, but we're above the Browns right now. And then the Bengals, who knows what the Bengals are going to do?
And who do you guys got this week?
We play the Titans, 1 o'clock.
And you're confident that...
What do you mean confident?
Exactly.
Of course we're going to win. Of course we're going to win. The Titans, no Henry, got that. Who's going to run the ball all over us? You know what I mean?
Whoever they put back there.
Yeah, you're right. It's bad. Our rush defense is so bad, man.
And then I want to say this is potentially one of those like games of the week kind of situation, depending on how they play. It's the Saints-Bucks. Saints seem to play the Bucks so well, better than anybody.
So hard.
Like, they can be bad, and they play them so tough.
You know what's really bad is I really thought the Bucks would just take this back and get this game back from them that they lost. But now you're playing Taysom Hill, and I believe having Sean Payton's going to take Josh Allen's second half game plan and give it to Taysom Hill and be like, look, I need you to do some kind of resemblance of this.
Yeah.
This is what I need, but can we do it for like 4 quarters? And then let our D-line just put pressure on Brady, and we'll stop the run.
Yeah, their front four is good enough to get the pressure on Brady without having to blitz. That's what really helps them out.
And you know who really hates the Saints? Mike Evans.
Because
he hates Lattimore.
Bro,
Lattimore shuts Evans down.
Funnest matchups to watch because those two go at each other.
Yeah, I think he finally got a touchdown on him last week, or he might get like a touchdown on him, but it's like...
Overall, Lattimore has won.
Yeah, you have like 3 receptions, 18 yards, and a touchdown or something, which is... I'll take that any day. Any day.
And like I said, they go at each other.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like... When they're about to run the ball, Mike Evans is blocking hard on him.
Yeah.
Like he wants to take him out. It's one of the funnest matchups to watch.
I know. Like later on, they need to have like an explicit and have the head and mic'd up on what these cornerbacks and wideouts are saying. I know sometimes they'll be micing up, and I know some of the stuff gets like crazy, and I think they're even like flagging, taunting as some of the things they say. But it's like, no. Listen, we got to look past that. And we got to have like a sideshow.
So I want to see if they're going to watch these two.
Like sign off on waivers or something. Like don't worry about what we got saying over here. But like, I know there's some stuff being said in that, like, so that's just one of those matchups. And I'm interested to see, like I said, that's the Sunday night game. So divisional game, the Saints play them tough. I think Tampa's getting it back though.
Yeah, I mean, being in Tampa, I think that benefits, obviously. So, but I feel like you can never count the Saints out in this matchup.
You can't count Sean Payton out, man.
Like, in this matchup, it's always like, I don't know. It's a tough. I think the Bucs will win in the end, but I don't think anybody other than Bucs fans would be surprised if the Saints pulled it off.
Right.
Like, even Bucs fans, I think, got to be a little bit nervous about it.
Like I said, we'll go through it, and whichever, if I get that game or you get the game in our pick'ems that we're going to do, I don't know if I said we're going to name it Santa, and we'll just maybe we'll treat ourselves to lunch or whatever on all the people in the sheets, but we'll go through, and even though I want to hit on it just for a second, the Monday night game, another divisional game, Bears, Vikings. Vikings need a win. They need to stay relevant. The Bears are kind of they're done.
Yeah, the Bears are who we thought they were kind of situation. They're basically playing to see if Fields is going to be the guy. Give him more time, which he looked pretty good last week.
So, what does that mean though? Because Trubisky looked good at certain times.
They need to get rid of their whole entire coaching staff, bring in a new coaching staff, and see what they can do with Fields to see if he's going to be the man.
I wonder if they do some kind of like, I don't know what kind of, even if he's interested, but like, what's Day doing? In Ohio State, bring in your old coach, like
bring in the guy that made you who you are, kind of situation, and run that offense.
I don't know. I know that there's talks with Joe Brady, the guy they just let go, and he's not really into collegiate right now. You got some coaches, Raheem Morris,
Byron
Bowles,
Leftwich is a hot name.
Yeah, Bowles. You got some of these coaches that used to be coaches that are getting their name back up. Do they want to be a coach?
What's the kid with the Cowboys? Their offensive coordinator. Yeah.
Moore, yeah.
Like he's one.
Did
of the
you
hot
ever
names.
watch Kellen Moore?
Back when he was Boise State.
Yeah.
That's when Boise State was relevant.
Yeah, dude. He was like 11,000, 12,000 yards in like 2 seasons.
Yeah,
that's what's phenomenal about Zap. Zapp's did like 6,500 yards in 1 season.
It's insane.
So like Moore was throwing up some crazy stats back then too for Boise State. But yeah, man, Bears Vikings game and just the whole Bears coaching tree. They're even on Zimmerman, even in Zimmerman and Vikings. They're not happy with him either. And what they're gonna do with Cousins is, I'm actually super hyped to see what happens with some movements this offseason.
This offseason should be very interesting.
Quarterbacks, there's gonna be quarterbacks moving. Yes. I believe Wilson is 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
They've said that Mark Davis has come out and said that he's gonna make a decision this year what he's gonna do, whether they're gonna keep Carr. That's gonna be said. He'll figure that out before he figures out his next head coach. Is what he wants to figure out what he's gonna do with Carr. Which he still has 1 more year.
Right, but, real Jerry Jones-esque.
Like, oh, thanks, man. Can you let your father just pass away and not do the same things that he did? Stay out of the team. Let your GM do what he needs to do.
Right.
Like, I hate when these owners get too involved.
Control, man. Control. And then they wonder why they lose. It's like, bro, you didn't play a day in your life.
You have no idea. You're the money. Like,
right.
Just keep it there. At least with Al Davis, like, he came up through. He was a coach, and came up through all the ranks before he was the owner.
Well, it helps when you have one of the biggest coaching minds and brains that ever did it in Madden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the stuff you learn from him, I'm sure. But that's just one of those things. So as we do it, let's get the picks real quick.
Yeah, let's get our picks in real quick, and then we'll go on to a little.
Like I said, I'll let you go. I'll let you go first with the Chiefs. We'll make it real quick. I don't want to think. I want to do it like a rapid.
So obviously we're gonna go Chargers there, and we got Vegas, Cleveland,
and
then we got the Colts, Patriots. I'm gonna go Patriots here.
I can't argue with you.
And then Carolina, Buffalo, obviously. New York Jets, Miami. I'm gonna go Miami. The Jets are one of those teams that.
Gotcha.
And then we got Washington, Philadelphia.
I'm gonna go football team.
I like it. The Philly's another team that really is weird to me. Arizona, Detroit. Listen, Arizona's not at home, so they should win that.
Detroit's super hot, man.
I love it. So, and then we got Dallas and the G-Men.
We go Dallas.
Yeah.
This is the game they're going to lose, though.
Yeah. And then Tennessee, Pittsburgh. I got to go against you, bro. I mean, I'm leaning towards Tennessee. It is at Pittsburgh. That's beneficial, but still, Tennessee on this one, man.
I guarantee you we win the fourth quarter.
Houston, Jacksonville. What kind of game? This is such a coin flip.
Houston, Jacksonville. Rapid. Jaguars.
Atlanta, San Francisco. And then Cincinnati, Denver.
At Denver?
At Denver.
I'm taking Denver.
Ooh. And then Green Bay, Baltimore. Green Bay. It's Rodgers. Seattle and the Rams. At the Rams.
Nah, go Rams.
Yeah. Seattle, weird team this year. The Saints and the Bucks.
It's at Tampa?
Yeah. Tampa. Yeah. And then wrap it up, Minnesota, Chicago.
Oh, dude, the Bears looked. Where's it at? Is it in Minnesota?
In Chicago.
Man, kickers go left. We're
going for the upset?
Yeah, let's go for the upset, man. Let's go Bears.
There you go,
let's go Bears. We can't go all three of our teams again. One of our teams got to win.
And then what do you want to do for some points?
50.
Minnesota, Chicago.
50. What's 50 sound like?
All right, beautiful.
Lock it in. Santa's taking that one.
All right, so real quick, we just want to go over to some NBA with some craziness that's going on over here.
Last week we opened up with congratulations to Bryce Young. Are we congratulating Steph Curry right now?
Oh, he is 2 away from beating the all-time three-point record, 1 away from tying it. There is absolutely no way. It's in Madison Square Garden on TNT.
Prime time, 7:30.
Prime time, everyone's going to be watching.
Yeah. East Coast, so it's in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to break this record. like even if it's like last minute and he doesn't have them yet, he will just start jacking them.
Are they for no listen, this is records being broken like the first quarter. I think
I think so as well.
The first 5 shots, like they're gonna want to get
Does
this out of his way.
Does he just come out and just boom boom?
Yeah, just click it real quick.
All right, now we can play the game.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen because I even think he came out and said, I didn't want to say I'm going to get 16 in one game.
Yeah.
Kind of put that possibility in my mind. Like, what? How is that even in your mind? That, like, dude, I'm in the NBA. I'm about to put 16 threes on you. Like, nah, bro. Like, that's not how this works. They're going to play some defense. Like, all right, I can see you get 9, 10. That's even serious and hard to do, even for Steph.
Yeah.
But 1, 2. I think he's made a 3 in every game.
I feel like that's like a guarantee that
right.
He's at least hit the 1.
I feel like his first 3 shots, he's going to have 2. So, yeah,
just open up like the tip, pull up from half.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Tie it up.
After this game, he breaks a 3. Thompson comes back next game.
Yeah, we got Thompson coming back just in time for the Christmas games.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's no media or no, conspiracy theories to any of this. You know what I mean? None of that, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure NBA doesn't love the fact that it's in Madison Square Garden, like the hypest stadium or arena in sports, and then on TNT prime time. Yeah, I'm sure they were like, oh, this didn't work out perfect.
Yeah, we didn't know something. And then, like we already mentioned, the Bulls who they've some guy he said they're gonna make a run, you know what I mean, and they're making a run, and then they get caught with the COVID and they're down 10 players, and now you're getting canceled games because of them. So not only is this the only game on at 7:30, you know what I mean, because that game is not being played now. So it's just one of those things between COVID year, this hype,
everything just falls in perfectly. It's weird.
It's crazy how it works, man.
Things are rigged even in the NBA and the NFL.
What's really rigged, while we're talking rigged in sports, and I don't want to transition too hard, and I'm not going to talk about it too much, one of the biggest upsets in UFC MMA history happened over the weekend.
Yes. Minus 1,000?
Minus 1,000. A better put $329,000 down on Nunez to win. To make like 39 grand, and he lost all $319,000.
I love that.
That is so crazy to me.
Like, I know you're trying to make that easy money, like the easy investment.
The easy,
but that's
40K.
A lot of money to risk.
So you're risking $329,000, taking all that savings out.
Like, bro, throw 1,000 down on the underdog at minus 1,000.
It's crazy to me, and sports. It's just been that kind of year, man. I don't trust any of them. And it's just...
I was surprised when Nunez tapped. I felt like...
She gave up too quick?
Yes, like she didn't have it locked in. It wasn't under the chin.
I feel like she hasn't been punched in the face like that.
Bro, she was taking some shots.
And it takes a toll on him, man. When you just not worked like that, and that grind is serious, and then you just...
I feel like if she needed it...
Yeah. She's going to come back. She's going to come back, and she's going to whoop up that lady.
I feel bad for that girl.
Yeah, she's going to come back, and you got to remember, she that's the lower weight class.
Right.
That's not her true weight.
Right.
She drops down weight to get in there, and
that right there could take that toll on you when you're trying to
that
drop
alone,
that weight.
Just getting punched in the face like that, it's But to watch it, history was being made, and then even Oliveira as an underdog, he won too. So both underdogs won the belts.
That one, I was a little bit disappointed. I was really rooting for Oliveira. I mean, Poirier in that one. Like I wanted to see Poirier win it. I still don't know how much he's into, because he's always talked about how he's ready to kind of get out of fighting, and
he just wants a belt.
Since that payday with Conor, it's like
but he wants that belt. He's a fighter, man. I just hope he sticks with chasing the belt and not the money fights now.
Right.
Because there's a couple money fights. There's a couple people calling his name that he could go and try to draw. We'll see. With the UFC, we got one more card this weekend. Old Derek Lewis to finish out the year. It's great.
They love to give that man fights. And I enjoy watching it, because when he wins, there's no better post-fight commentary.
Nothing. I just don't like that they don't have him on pay-per-view more for his wins, so he can get that Joe Rogan in there. But it's comedy. and actually he's an underdog to Dauskas right now, and it's this weekend, so we'll see how it goes, man. And MMA, the sports world, don't be surprised if we see a 6-7 seed win the Super Bowl. Don't be surprised if we see a bunch of underdogs or 500 team win these bowl games. Don't be surprised if we see some underdogs wrap up the year. It's happened in boxing. What Lopez just happened.
Yeah.
It's happened MMA with Nunez. It's all year long with football.
So yeah, this football season's been nuts with these.
It's crazy, man.
Crazy upsets. So I mean, yeah. I mean, just with the Army Navy pulling that one out when
could be Michigan's year, man.
Give me a Michigan Cincinnati championship.
I don't see that, but it could be. I don't know about if it's that crazy of an underdog. I don't know if it's that crazy of an underdog to see Cincinnati go, but it's that year, man. It's that year. You got anything else for the sports world, man?
No, just one quick thing. There's rumblings of a Westbrook trade. I want to see what happens. This is right around the time where LeBron puts on his GM hat and always tends to make deals, so that'll be interesting to see what happens. And I want to see more Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, he's fun.
Let's get him out there. He needs to be the next big name because he's entertaining. He's a good talker. Let's give him some big fights here.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun. And I did see, actually, you said that I did see the Westbrook trade rumors. It's just the salary cap is super heavy to move. And speaking of super heavy, Zion,
come on, man.
Super heavy right now.
I've seen mixed, conflicting stories with this. I've seen some saying that he's pushing over 300 pounds. I've seen some that
but they said he walks around at 280.
There's somebody seeing him in the mall and he looked like his normal self, like you're saying. But now he's not making it to some of the rehab sessions.
Yeah.
He's falling asleep in meetings.
What I don't like is this day and age is giving it the okay to not go to rehabs and giving it the okay to, he's falling asleep. So it's like, if you weren't playing, it'd be hard for you to watch tape. If you were 20,
watch all that so you can get back out there.
If you were 20, 21, 22 and you're not able to play, you wouldn't want to go to rehab
You're
either.
the next star. You're supposed to be the next man. I'm wondering if a part of it is he doesn't want to be in New Orleans. There was already the rumbles that his family said that he doesn't want to be there. Is this him kind of taking that steps? It's
working for Ben Simmons, right? Listen, I hate that entitlement, dude. I hate it so much. Basketball.
Finish your contract.
Harden kind of threw it out there, and they're even talking about moving Harden.
Yeah.
So,
I've heard rumors of them getting rid of Kyrie. I've heard rumors he's going to be coming back soon. I've heard the Harden. Apparently, every team in the NBA wants
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. NBA is such a drama-filled league.
Yes.
It's not just LeBron. LeBron is
he's just a name. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's the biggest guy, and he does...
More followers.
He gets his way. He does tend to make things happen. But that's when you're the star, you do those kinds of things. A
lot of it is earned.
You don't think Kobe forced moves?
A lot of it.
Michael forced moves?
Right. Their voice is heard.
Right.
So at the end of the day, these guys... You just got here. I don't like that even in today's era, it don't matter if it's work or just doing something, a daily service. People think they deserve a certain thing.
Everybody is entitled, like you said. Everyone.
Speaking of that, just like we went to the movies to go watch a movie the other time, you gold surplus member over here waiting, we're supposed to be able to cut the line. And just people don't care.
Everyone wants to walk right in front of you.
No one
entitlement.
Cares. Yeah, no one cares. You pay extra for this,
It's nonsense.
It is nonsense, and it happens in every day.
I just
starts at the bottom, works its way up, and then we see it on TV. And where do you think it all grows for? What we see, what we do every day. Man.
I understand it does go both ways. A team can trade you at any time, can cut you at any time. So both sides. Whenever I say you need to honor the contract, to me that goes to both sides.
Yep.
You offered him this money. He accepted that money.
You never declined any of my paychecks.
So now both of you need to live up to it.
Yep.
Give it your all. While I'm here, I'm going to win for you. I'm going to do whatever I can to try to help you win. Once this contract's up, I'm going to let you know I'm out of here. So if you want to try to trade for me, that's fine. But I'm letting you know that, hey, I'm out of here once this contract's up.
That's why I respect what Aaron Rodgers did. He might have threw that first game, allegedly. You know what I mean? But he's showing out.
Yeah.
You're competitive comes in and... You're there, man. And for me, that's shirts and skins, man. That's shirts and skins. That's what we're about. I'm ready for what this week beholds, and it's any given Saturday, any given Sunday, any given Monday, Thursday.
So this next month, it's almost every day.
Every day,
Whole
man.
season. I love it.
Love it.
Shirts and Skins, we're out.